Fortnite just dropped an absolutely insane, shock and awesome update. This is a brand new season. There are so many new changes to the map as well as to the meta, and I'm going to be breaking you guys through 12 of the best drop spots for the insane amount of tournaments we've got this season. We have got Trio Divisional Cup starting up very soon. We've got a full solo series, a solo EU LAN, as well as we're returning to duos in a month's time, and I cannot be more excited for this comp season ahead of us. I'm going to be breaking you guys through all of the new drops that are super broken this season to get you prepared and to help you rank up fast. So let's get straight into this with drop number 1 that is insanely broken. All right guys, starting off, this is one of the best W King drops that I found this season, and it's right here at OXR HQ. Instead of landing at the regular POI where it's quite scuffed, you're normally gonna be running around fighting people inside the buildings, instead land right here on this toilet. There's 2 guaranteed 100% chest spawns as well as 3 barrels up top. Then you can take the toilet down, there's another 3 barrels as well as even more chest spawns below, and then you run straight up to the north and there's another 3 barrels and you're into the bunker straight away. The really nice thing about this drop is if somebody's already down there in the bunker, they're gonna have absolutely no loot, they're gonna be white HP, and you're gonna have an easy time getting an elim or getting a kill on that player. Then from there, because you've got 100 HP worth of barrels, you'll have the fastest timing, as well as another bunker chest down here with really good loot in it that you can get, and you'll have an easy time of wiping out everybody who's contesting you at the HQ. And this is one of my favorite drops for W King this season. All right, for these next couple drops, these are gonna be really good for W King straight into the new mythic POIs, and there's some of the best drops on the map for just general solos, as well as you can land here quite easily in duos as well. The first one is the slurp truck drop right next to the hive, as you can see right here. There's 2 slurp trucks that you can get very quickly. There's a load of bug spawns that you can get, so you can get very high chance of getting gold chests and really strong loot from there. And even if you don't have the best loot, there's a whole gas station here. You can easily get cap metal as well as a load of extra chests from that. But the main benefit of this drop is you can very quickly open about 5 or 6 chests, get a slurp truck, get 500 brick, and you're literally right next to the hive, so you have a very easy time of third partying and taking out the players there, as well as getting an absolutely broken coin. This next drop is insanely good for W King any of the POIs nearby to it. What you do is land right here at this chest spawn that's basically a little bit higher up, that allows you to get an easy kill out the air on somebody contesting you. And as you can see, the main benefit of this is there is so many 100% chests as well as a load of barrels to get yourself up to full shield. Another nice benefit of this drop is, of course, there is a load of hive spawns or a load of bugs that you can kill to get insanely good loot, and you're literally right next to all of these other major POIs that you can push over and third party. Let's say, for example, you're playing this in a tournament or you want to make this into a duo drop. Quite simply, just have somebody land at the gas station or double stack here, and you can go up the gas station as well, and you have a massive loot advantage over everybody else that you push into, as well as there's loads of extra areas you can rotate into to get very good loot as well that are normally uncon, as you can see. These chests right here really don't get taken too often, and you can push straight over to grab them. All right, next, this is one of my favorite drops this season, and I'm actually going to probably land here in tournaments, is this little snowy hill. It's near that toilet drop that I showed you earlier, but instead of going downhill and fighting in the basement, instead you're just playing on top of this hill, and you've got perfect positioning to W key wherever you want, as well as to just have good rotates if you're playing in a more stacked tournament. What you do is land on either of these chest spawns depending on which one spawns, or this one is 100% chest spawn as well depending on the bus. Just go for whichever one is better. And then of course you have the cave with a load of barrels that you can get, as well as a couple more chests inside. And the nicest part about this drop is there is now a flag here. These flags are so broken mainly because they help you get your hero rank up, so you can basically rank up a little bit faster, as well as a load of chests here. And the nice part about this drop is after you've done grab this and get in the flag and got a good amount of mats, you can push straight into the HQ, you can push straight into Swarmy Stash or into the hive as well. You're right next to that. Or alternatively, you can quite simply just rotate down to the south. All of these new spots have been added down here where there's loads of loot that you can get, and that's always going to be uncon. Like, literally nobody's taking these chests in the middle of the map, and you can rotate over that way and get them every single game. All right, now before we head into the rest of this video, I want to explain to you guys exactly how these black markets work. As you can see, there's 8 of them around the map. There is a bunch of different types though. However, up here we have got the regular black market. What you need to do is clear the actual bugs at this POI, so just break them and get rid of them, and that will allow you to actually see it as a black market. But you can just run straight in and actually buy guns from this spot. All you need is gold. As you can see, there's one over here towards Canyon, there's one over here just above Outpost, and these drops are very good. Probably the strongest though is going to be OXR HQ. As you can see, there is an insane amount of black market cases in this POI, which is why it's probably going to be the best POI going to globals, and loads of teams are trying to claim it, like Vania and Pixie, like Clicks, and like Venom and Vico, all trying to claim this POI. However, there is another type of black market, which are these bunkers that spawn around the map. These ones, you need to get up to A rank to actually unlock them, and these are so good. This one right here is the one that gives you the exotic double pump, so you need to get up to A rank, head over here towards this drop, and this exotic double pump is ridiculous because you can split it in duos and give one of them to your teammate, and that basically means you both have a gold pump that can do siphon damage on health, so actually whenever you hit somebody you get health back, as well as you get a gold pump, like literally a 205 primed up gold pump from this drop for you and your duo, or you can play the double pump version if you're playing in solos. Another couple good exotics that you can get are the Flowberry Fizz down here. It's 300 HP Fizz that gives you extra stamina, which is going to be super strong in T mode. So you basically have 300 HP worth of healing, as well as extra stamina, as well as there's a couple other ones. And also another thing to note is to get the mythics this season, you need to get up to S plus rank, and then a hero crate will drop in. However, it's so hard to get S plus rank. You need to literally wipe like multiple POIs, get loads of kills, and survive till later in the game. So by the time you actually get those mythics, you're basically never going to have a chance to use them, which is a little bit unfortunate. Another really strong black market is actually this one over here. So again, all you need is to get to A rank, and you're going to get the enhanced mythic revolver. That is absolutely nuts. This thing can hit like 180 headshot, and it shoots like a double pump, and it's literally just a single gun. It is so broken. I think it's probably the most broken gun in the game is this black market right here. Final drop that we take a look at that is super good for W King is going to be this little lake right here. As you can see, if I hover over and show you guys how much loot you'll be getting every single game, is absolutely ridiculous. As you can see, what you should do is land up on this 100% chest spawn at the very top. If your aim is good, you can get a kill out the air on somebody landing at this black market, or somebody flying into Supernova, or even somebody flying into the hive. It's a very good spot for getting an easy elim, just shooting people out the air, as well as you get so much loot landing at this drop. There's a ton of barrels, so you don't have to worry about shield, and you're gonna have very quick timing. So you're gonna have like 500 brick, 300 wood, and you're gonna pushing straight into any of these POIs. I would push straight into the hive or into Supernova, and you can have a very easy time of taking out all the players that are fighting and contesting you there, just because you're so much more stacked than them. All right, now let's take a look at some lesser known uncon drops, and these drops are going to be so good if you want to rank up fast or you want to practice for all of the crazy tournaments that are coming out this season. I would recommend practicing these drops now to give yourself an advantage over other people. The first one is going to be this slurp truck drop right here. Of course, you guys should already know about this. It's a crazy drop. There's loads of loot. There's cat mats of all different types right here. But the best thing, and the reason I'm recommending it now, is there is a new hidden chest that doesn't show up right here. That is insanely strong, and it's 100% spawn rate. It's going to give you some crazy mobility items, as well as there's 2 regular chests right here. And the nicest part, you're right next to all of these geysers, so you can third party straight into OXR HQ, and you can have cat mats, insanely good loot, insane mobility, and you're getting to get straight into the fight. This next drop is basically uncon every single game, which is one thing that I really like about it. As you can see, if I turn on, you know, the heat maps of where people are landing, literally nobody is landing here. Like 0.1% of the time of games, people will be conning this drop. What you do, land, get a bunch of chests, and then you can either third party straight into Rangers, or even if you want to be aggro, you've got good loot. However, what I'd recommend doing instead is just rotating up, following this little empty river path up here. You can farm loads of brick on the way, and there is so much loot over here that you can just get very easily. And these chests really do not get taken too often, and you have a very high chance of being stacked after this. From there, you're in a very good position mid-map. You can rotate over towards the gas station, you can go up towards the hive, and as you can see, there is so much loot in this area that you're basically always going to be stacked compared to other players that you're running into. All right, our next very uncontested drop is going to be the old POI of Pumped Powered, which basically just got nuked this season and has been replaced by this quite nice solo drop right here. What you do is land in this one building. There is so many barrels, like 15 barrels or something crazy, and you're going to be very stacked compared to anybody else landing near you. Then you can either come over and start doing the hive fight. However, I actually think it's better to just rotate along up this way, get all of these chests, come up towards the gas station, and then from there you should have like 20 chest spawns or something ridiculous that are going to be completely uncon in this entire area every single game. This drop is insanely uncon, and it's going to be very good to practice for solo tourneys. Then from there, you're going to be in a good position mid-map. You're going to have cat mats quite easily from the metal at the gas station, and you can either push into the Supernova Academy, maybe Swarmy Stash. There's lots of different things you can do from this drop. It's a very versatile one, and I actually think I might make this my main drop for tourneys this season. It's that good. All right, now our final uncon drop is a little bit unconventional. However, again, nobody is going to this drop, which makes it very strong. Instead of landing up here at this new sort of crazy black market where loads of people are 50-50, instead what you do is just land in this cave right here. As you can see, there is a 400% chest spawns as well as 6 barrels, so you're going to get up to full HP very quickly. And then what you do is you decide whether you want to go over and third party the people fighting up here, maybe go into Canyon if you scouted which side was uncontested, or alternatively what you can do is just rotate up towards the north, grab this cave system here, the sort of tunnel that's pretty uncontested, then go up this way towards the lake up here towards the north. Quite a lot of different options that you can do from this drop, and it makes it very versatile. For these uncon drops, if you're not the most confident at fighting, you don't have the best loot, for example, all you need to do is just have a couple different loot paths, like for example landing in the cave, then going up towards Canyon, then going up towards this base up here, or going up towards the cave system or towards the lake. It's a very versatile drop, and I think it's going to be incredibly strong in solos this season. All right, for our final 3 drops, guys, these are actually really strong drops, but you need to be a confident fighter if you're landing at them, because you're pretty much always going to be contested or fighting within the first couple minutes of the game. Now, the first example of this is basically just going for whichever gold POI is, you know, not going to be contested if you think about it that way. So for my case right here, it was Kappa, and I knew it wasn't a hot drop, so people wouldn't be all just dropping there trying to get the gold things. It's gonna be super scuffed. It's a little bit further from the bus path in this case, and it has all of these new drones that are super strong. Literally all you need to do, land, get a chest, farm up a bit of mats, and then shoot down a couple drones, and these drones got a massive buff. They give you like 3 heals out of each one, as well as really good guns, so you can get very stacked in a short period of time. And of course, if you're confident at fighting and you can get a couple of these drones as well as mats, you're gonna have an easy time of taking out anybody contesting you, which is what makes this strat so strong. And again, you just vary it depending on what POI has the gold drones and whichever one isn't a hot drop. So let's say, for example, you've got a gold POI over at Shoguns and it's a far drop. You land there, scout where the other person is, try to get some mats as well as get some drones, and then have a very easy time of taking out the players contesting you. Now for drop number 11 is right here next to Ranger's Ruin. Rather than landing in this POI where it's going to be super scuffed and there's going to be loads of people, 50-50x is obviously super strong. Instead, land at this little 6 chest building right here. But as you can see, nobody is landing at this drop, which is what makes it so strong. Literally nobody is landing here. You're going to get it uncon, but you have to be confident of fighting to make this drop work. What I'd recommend doing is either third-partying people over at this building or coming straight down to this double chest right here. Then this back building as well was pretty uncon as well, just for, you know, how busy Ranger's Ruin is. You can get super stacked, and then you're right into the POI. There'll be somebody doing the boss fight. You'll have a really good mat advantage, like cap wood, cap brick, just from how strong this drop is, and you can have an easy time of taking out the remaining players, as well as getting a high kill win from this drop, because of course you get that absolutely ridiculous coin with it. All right, for our final drop, guys, this is one that is really strong if you have a bunch of gold saved up, or maybe you just play like 5 ranked games and you want to have a really good game, is landing at this black market right here. As you can see, this building that I landed in the background clip has a load of these black market cases, but I actually don't think it's the best building to land at. Instead, land over here because there's the barrels as well as 4 chests in this one building. As you can see, there's loads of good amount of loot in this building, and then you can wrap into the black market, take out the player that's there that's going to be trying to buy these guns, and then of course you're going to have insane loot advantage over everybody else nearby. This drop is also very strong because you're literally, you know, right next to the action. You're right next to all these POIs that you can go in at third party, as well as you're going to be pushing in with some crazy black market loot, provided you have the gold. This also could work quite nicely as a solo drop, mainly because there are so many drops and like chests nearby, as well as a very good amount of mats. So you could make this work in solos, as well as you can easily turn this into a duo drop by double stacking here, and then, you know, figuring out which places up to the north are going to be uncon and making that into a duo drops. All of the drops that I've covered in this video, except for maybe the toilet one, you could probably make do into a duo or trio drop. You just need to adjust it and claim a little bit more space, and you should have a very easy time of having good tournament games and good ranked games from all of these drops because of how strong they are. Alright guys, that is all for today's video. I'm gonna have a new fighting guide for the new season coming out very soon, and if you want to go ahead and check out Osirian.gg, which is the site that I've been using for this whole video, they have a free trial available. You can, you know, make a drop map completely for free, as well as try out loads of these new cool features. All you need to do is sign up. Osirian is super useful, especially at the start of the season, to get ahead of everybody else and figure out a game plan for the upcoming season. We have got so many tournaments, so expect loads of new masterclass content from me, solos, fighting, as well as maybe some duos content as well, and of course we've got globals in a month's time, so expect some lots of juicy content around that. Appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you in the next video.